Next, please welcome our LLM class speaker, Julio Ojanarte.
I would like to start by thanking the graduation committee and staff of UCLA School of Law, and in particular to our Dean, Jennifer Mnuchin, for giving me the opportunity of saying these words of farewell. Thank you all. Thank you, Dean Mnuchin. But now, I'm going to say something that I should have said at the end of the speech. It is impossible for you to remember every one of the 148 LLMs. But rest assured that when years come by, we will indeed remember you as you are here today, young and beautiful, and we are going to do so until the very last day of our lives with the same admiration and recognition that we feel now. We gather today under the warm California sun in joy and celebration. But before we celebrate ourselves and the champagne corks pop out, it is important to remember that we are finishing what was a journey full of challenges. And the time has come to express our gratitude to those who made this achievement possible. This glamorous LLM class of 2016 consists of 148 outstanding individuals from 31 countries around the world with different cultures, interests, and religions. From India to China, from Spain to South Africa, from Australia to Chile. Among us, we have the most diverse professional backgrounds. We have judges, we have prosecutors, public servants, future presidents, and even music stars and terrible dancers, like me, for instance. Along the way, some became parents. Some, yeah, congrats. Some were lucky enough to find love. Some were lucky enough to break up. Despite the natural differences that come from diversity, we have several things in common. We left our countries and our loved ones. We have all studied hard. We have traveled all around California and beyond, discovering the American culture. We have all shared moments of sorrow and moments of happiness. Thanks to this experience, we are now a better version of ourselves. We also have in common that, despite the fact that we have the Santa Monica Beach right here, we have spent more hours at our colorful library right there, and that, my friends, deserves some appreciation. During this year, rest assured that we all made friends for life, knowing that we can count on each other from now on. We all came here to study in one of the finest universities in the world, and we are proud of it. Now, a new chapter starts today. Some of us will remain in the US. Some will return to our home countries. But no matter what decision we make, we, as UCLA alumni, will share the ideals this institution instills. Develop the virtue of justice, embrace the rule of law, and uphold the defense of fundamental human rights, including access to justice and equal opportunities for all. Now, everybody knows that every decent speech must have a memorable quote. Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan, who was the author of the majority vote of Kimball versus Marvel, wrote these words: "With great power comes great responsibility." Justice Kagan, as many of you already guessed, was quoting our dear Spider-Man. Even though I know this may sound like a mere catchphrase from a movie, these are certainly words to live by. For us, They mean that the skills we have achieved at UCLA must be used not only in our own personal interest to make a living, but also to make a difference, becoming positive leaders and change makers to serve our societies. I would also like to express our gratitude to this exceptional world-class group of professors. Under their guidance, we have not only learned the black-letter law and an infinite number of cases, but also how to challenge ourselves under the Socratic method, exercising our critical thinking, employing the capacity of asking new questions beyond the law, and overcoming the fear of arguing and counter-arguing before large groups of people, for helping us push forward the frontiers of knowledge. We thank you. But please, let there be no mistake. This outstanding group of LLMs is not present here today by chance or luck. It's a direct consequence of the wonderful job of three very special people. I'm talking about Lara Stemple, Vic Telesino, and Tiffany Parnell. They have not only built an exceptional program, as you can see, but also they give us quick and efficient solutions to all sorts of problems we have encountered during our experience at UCLA, always showing a patience of steel. For that, and on behalf of my classmates, I thank you, and I ask everyone here for another great round of applause. Even though we have to be proud of what we have accomplished today, it was only possible with the help of our families, friends, and loved ones. Some are here with us. Some are thinking about us throughout the corners of the globe. And unfortunately, some have physically left us, but they are in our hearts. Trust me when I say there is no imaginable way of achieving the right of being here today without their support. They have all made a tremendous effort. They have struggled with us, woke up early in the morning, stay awake late, so we could have the precise advice just in time, shortening the distance. For all that, we thank you. If you allow me, my parents Pilar and Martín, and my large family and friends, they're there. Travel all the way from Argentina to be here with me and with you today. Mom, Dad, I would like you to know that this achievement was only possible because of you. You made it possible. I will never forget that, and I love you. I am also thinking about my grandfather, Julio, whose name I carry with great honor and responsibility, and who was not only a Supreme Court justice in my country, but also the humblest person I have ever known. His example is my true inspiration, and I owe this to him. I would like to finish this speech with something the UCLA experience taught me, and I'm sure taught all my friends, and it's connected with something Justice Liu just told us. And it's about comfort zone. Stepping out of comfort zone is hard. It's tough. But if you trust in yourself, work hard, pursue your dreams, and seek your best version, you can make it. Because only outside our comfort zone is where we grow. And only there and then is when magic happens. Finally, and as I have already said, We all came here to study in one of the best universities in the world. And we can affirm, without hesitation, that we are now proud of being true Bruins. Congratulations, class of 2016. Thank you, UCLA, for this amazing year, the best of our lives.
Thank you, Julio. Every year, the graduating class votes for Professor of the Year. This year, we are proud to present this award to Professor Pavel Wonsiewicz. I was lucky enough to get a slot in Professor Wonsiewicz's evidence class. It was a coveted seat because his classes fill up within 2 minutes of open enrollment. In other words, he is a celebrity to us students. He is known for his incredible sense of humor and his engaging teaching method. He cares deeply about student learning, even offering early bar exam workshops for graduating students. On that note, he is also the reason so many of us will pass the evidence portion of the bar exam with flying colors. The class of 2016 would like to thank you, Professor Wonsiewicz, for your enthusiasm and dedication to your students. You truly made the law school experience memorable for so many of us.
Oh, members of the class of 2016, family, friends, faculty, I did write a speech, and then last night, my 9-year-old daughter, Eva, came up to me, gave me a piece of paper, and said, "Here's your speech." And I didn't know she was a speechwriter, and I said, "Really?" And she said, "Oh, no, that's your speech." And so here we go, Eva's speech. "Welcome, graduates!" Exclamation point with a little heart underneath, which I guess means that I love you. "Congratulations. I knew you'd make it to the end, and I believe you are truly skilled and will do well in your career. Thank you for electing me Teacher of the Year. All I can say is, good job, and don't screw anything up." Now that really encapsulates my teaching strategy and my parenting strategy, so I'm grateful to Eva and her brother Charlie, who I think proofread that speech. The gangster of love, indeed. And I do love the class of 2016, and here's one reason why. For 6 straight years, my good friend Patrick Goodman has won this award. And for 6 straight years, I would sit on this stage and think the same thing. Next year, I will develop stronger lesson plans. Next year, I will rethink my pedagogy. Next year, I will teach a majority of my classes sober. And we all know I only accomplished some of those goals. But you, the lovable class of 2016, were willing to take a chance on me. And here I am trying to figure out what to say. So I thought back to my own law school graduation. I remember having breakfast with my father before graduation. And my father, an immigrant janitor who had never known a lawyer in his life, asking the question that cut right to my core. "Being lawyer, will you be good at this?" Based on the amount of my loans, I told him I had no choice. But really, I did wonder, do I have what it takes to succeed out there? Someone once said that law school sharpens the mind by narrowing it. The case method develops a sense of precision. You learn to construct knowledge, and you learn to sort relevant from irrelevant rules and apply the relevant facts. I spent so much time as a student practicing how to be tested on legal reasoning that in the real world I expected judges would give me multiple choice questions. But law is different from lawyering. Law is like light. It creates shadows, and lawyering is working in those shadows. I knew I would be facing very complex shadows, factually, procedurally, culturally. fully dimensional clients and employers with needs, priorities, and emotions. On my graduation day, I thought I was pretty good at separating the relevant from the irrelevant, but life was about to throw so much more at me. Now, I'm the last speaker, I think, today, so let me be the last professor to teach you a law. I can do it Socratically. I can call on Ms. Spinner. No? No? Okay, no, I won't. I just want a terrified student face one more time. Thank you, Ms. Spinner. I'll lecture, it's fine. It's called the law of the hammer, and it's really very simple. If the only tool you possess is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. You can't solve every legal problem merely by using your analytical reasoning skills. Put another way, being a successful lawyer is more than thinking like a lawyer. Sometimes you'll reach for different tools. Remember that time you told a friend, I got called on in Pavel's class, and I hadn't read the case, but I bluffed my way through it? Believe me, I know some of you have had that conversation. I don't know what I'm talking about, but nobody knows it? That's a huge skill for a lawyer. Parenthetically, it's also a huge skill for a law professor. But in all seriousness, when's the last time you thought, I'm going to be a good lawyer because I listen well and I'm empathetic? When's the last time you thought, I'm going to be successful because I have emotional intelligence? Or how about, I know how to network and build relationships? Or I have integrity? Or I know what questions to ask? And that skill you probably got from your parents. Did you break that window? No, Mom, I didn't break the window. Did you? Yes, Mom, I did. Every parent has taught you how to cross-examine, so be very grateful for them. Succeeding as a lawyer requires many dimensions of intelligence. It's more than your GPA. It requires passion, interpersonal skills, and practical judgment. It requires confidence, grit, and persistence. It's a constellation of competencies. And I see that constellation in all of you. I've had the honor of getting to know many of you and seeing your high points and your low points. I've taught you in Law 101, academic support workshops, con law, evidence, and those bar workshops that none of you attended. I know, they were videotaped, I'm sure you watched them. And so often when we spoke, you were focused on mastering the task in front of you, developing your analytical mind. It's what we were teaching, it's what we were testing. And I'm just as guilty of that as anyone. It's hard to discuss empathy in the law school classroom, especially when the glorious beacon of Federal Rule of Evidence 404B shines before you. But there were times, many times, when I saw you questioning whether you would be good attorneys. And I wanted to shout, put down the hammer. Look at the problem differently. You're a powerful advocate with a host of skills, and you're going to be great lawyers. So this, then, is a speech about doubt. And it's a speech about how you're going to handle doubt in your future. In about an hour, you will be an alumni of UCLA, and that means one important thing. I don't have to respond to your emails anymore. It's important to me, not to you, but it's important. So let me empower you now. I want you to fight doubt by knowing that you will be using many tools along the way. I want you to fight doubt by being self-aware of the tools you possess. I want you to fight doubt by knowing your lives, your hard work, and those who love you have given you the tools to succeed. You will pick the right tool for the job at hand. You will be Swiss Army knives for justice. At my graduation, my wonderful father asked me a question he didn't have the answer to. A trial lawyer knows you never, ever ask a question you don't know the answer to. Hey, class of 2016, are you going to be good lawyers? Hell yes. Know it and believe it as much as I believe it for you. This is a very, very special moment for me. Thank you for this honor, and thank you for letting me walk down this path with you over the past 3 years. I wish you all the best, and don't screw anything up.
They love you, Pavel. Thanks to everybody, to all of our speakers for their warmth and their wisdom.